welcome back to Eric's Drink Whiskey. We've done rye whiskey, then Tennessee whiskey, bourbon whiskey, Scotch whiskey, Irish whiskey. But this is a new one for us.
Yeah.
We are reviewing Mellow by God Corn.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
We're talking a label that looks straight out of 1970. Liquor that's the color of popcorn butter. And I can't wait. This stuff is 100 proof. It's bottled in bond.
Quick trivia. Do you know what that is?
What is? No, I don't. What is it?
It's the homage to the Old Medley distillery.
Ah. So yeah, this is 100% corn distillate. The only thing legally keeping it from being bourbon, I just learned off camera from my dear friend here, the fact that it is in a second fill barrel. Otherwise, it would be bourbon with a mash bill of 100% corn.
Which is why it keeps this little light color, because it's now in a spent barrel, not getting as much as straight interaction.
So, it's been so long since I've had this, I have no idea what to expect. So I might as well be going into this blind.
Me either.
Super excited. There is almost a cult following for Mellow Corn because of the cheesy label, because it's so unique. Mellow Corn has its own Instagram account.
The hipsters are into it.
The hipsters are into it, yes. So, super excited to be reviewing Mellow by God Corn. Let's dive in, shall we?
I do think this is the only bottled and bond corn whiskey.
That would be something you would know.
I would stake my reputation on it. I think it's the only one. God, it looks like you're smelling just like melted popcorn butter.
Maybe I am. Such a unique nose.
Before we dive into tasting notes, let's collectively say the first thing that we smell. Corn. Not like
moonshine corn, like that nasty.
It smells like corn mash. You ever made like a corn mash for hogs?
It smells like corn.
Yeah, like it's that dusty corn. It's like getting that cracked corn from the feed store.
Yeah, it's corn. That's all it is. It's just goddamn corn.
So that goes into another segue I want to do about whiskeys. If the recipe is at least 51% corn, then by God, you probably should smell corn in your whiskey. Now, if it is a corn whiskey, you damn sure better taste corn and smell corn. It is not bad if you say, I don't smell any corn on this. Well, you're full of shit. It's corn.
You need to go back and sniff an ear. And so, yeah, corn. Good corn. Like fresh out of the pot, corn on the cob, kind of.
Yeah, you get with a little
some
bit
cinnamon, like a kind of a burnt sugar, like a brittle.
Kind of like if you did a cream corn, like an old-fashioned Southern cream corn, and sprinkled some like cinnamon on it.
Yeah, I get that I get peanut, like peanut brittle.
Corn.
But yeah, just overwhelmingly corn, which that's good. That
come to think of it, some of those seeds look a lot alike. Yeah, like corn. Great.
And it is oily as sin. All right, 100 proof, at least 4 years old.
Tired of nose fucking. I'm ready to drink it.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Yep.
Corn liquor.
Corn.
Corn liquor. Corn liquor. I think the thing...
There's nothing offensive about this at all.
It's amazing. And I think the biggest thing is going from bourbon to this is you don't have the rye. Like there's none of that bite.
Sorry for interrupting. Bernie Lubbers made a really good point, and it was kind of always out in the open, and I think subconsciously we knew this, but he always said that you need to understand with the mash bill of the whiskey, think of that as how much of percentage you're going to taste.
Right.
So you get 80%. Because I think Heaven Hills is 80. It's either 80 or 90. Anyway, you get at least 80% of the taste profile coming out of this is going to be corn.
Yeah.
And then the other is going to be the malted barley and the tiny percent rye. So you shouldn't hardly taste any rye.
But I mean, it's there. I mean, we're talking between 8 and 12% probably at the most in a normal Heaven Hill product. Now back up and tell everyone who Bernie Lubbers is, because I know who he is because we've been talking about him.
Sorry about that. So Bernie Lubbers is right now he's employed with Heaven Hill as a brand ambassador. He's worked for them for a long while. He previously worked for Jim Beam, kind of doing the same thing. But he's not your typical brand ambassador where he just leads tours. Now, he's involved in just about every aspect of the company, production, bottling, you name it. The guy is a hell of a talker. He is a former / still semi-practicing comedian, songwriter, guy's a jack of all trades. He is the champion of championing Bottled and Bond and its importance and why people should never overlook it. And he is just a good all-around dude. So if you ever want to look him up on the tubes of you, Bernie Lubbers, Lubbers, just like the grasshopper. But this corn whiskey.
Back to Mellow Corn. Yeah, so it's corn.
Corn.
Tastes like corn.
It's quite delicious. And I had this happen when I was trying to introduce somebody to Mellow Corn. You don't go into this thinking that it's going to be a $50 product and taste like a $50 product. This cost about $13 to $15. It's 100 proof. It's bottled and bond. That's about what you're getting. Like, I don't expect this to be a big punch in the face like a Wild Turkey 101 or something like that. This is just a 100 proof corn whiskey that's 4 years old.
It's got a lot of flavor.
You kind of get what you pay for on it. It's not expensive. Nor should it be.
I think you get way more than what you pay for, but it's unique in that it's corn whiskey. You don't get a lot of oak because it's a second fill barrel, but what you do get is a nice, delicate, and even complex flavor for a single grain 100 proof whiskey. You know, it's corn, but there's still some of that cinnamon and that sweetness in there. I will sing Mellow Corn's praises all day. Yep.
And it has often been called the bartender's trade secret. This is basically in every bartender's little well alley there in all around Kentucky and all around the surrounding parts, because it is 100 proof. It is not offensive. Doesn't give you a strong whiskey punch, but it gives you just enough alcohol and just a little bit of flavor to counteract what they want to do for a cocktail. So this is the bartender's kind of hidden secret.
I've loved this. Mellow Corn. It's like it's transplanted out of a decade, but here in Florida with taxes and everything between $15 and $20, Worth every penny if you can find it. Absolutely delicious. Such a unique flavor. I've enjoyed this tasting immensely, along with the history lesson. Like, share, subscribe, follow. We appreciate you hanging with us. Now in our second year of doing this song and dance. If you haven't yet, check out our podcast, EDWNCF, stands for Eric's Drink Whiskey Non-Chill Filtered, on Shout Engine and Apple Podcasts. That's the uncut, unfiltered audio behind all of our lovely episodes that we put out for you guys. Stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming out over the next couple of weeks. We hope you enjoyed this.
Till next time.
Cheers.